Hello, Oracles! What a nice way to finish the week this week. We finished in the green. We were looking red for most of the day today, kind of up and down, a little bit flat. We were red early on because the jobs report came in, and the jobs report was good, but when the jobs report comes in good the way we were, it signals to the Fed that they might need to raise the rates a little bit faster. So the initial reaction, which turned the market red, was due to the fact that the thoughts of a double rate hike in May were going to come to fruition. But a bunch of this was already sort of priced in the last time, when we got the initial rate hike in April and the Fed spoke. Jerome Powell did let everyone know that, they are not going to hold back if they feel like they need to do a double rate hike. So most of it was already priced in, and the market reacted accordingly today with the jobs report. So we had a little red, but then finishing green. That's an awesome bullish sign for Monday. Usually you get a Friday fade. Going into a weekend, there's always uncertainty. You never know what's going to happen over the 2 days. And so a lot of times the market will sell off a little bit at the end of the day. Today was green, so it was a great signal. And then Tesla itself was great because Tesla rallied, so we ended up finishing green in Tesla. And then after market, we are now pushing up a little bit more. So after hours, we're now up, let me see the time of this recording, another 0.5% after hours, obviously in anticipation of the production and delivery numbers that we are expecting tomorrow morning. So again with the production and delivery, and I will do a full video on this as soon as those numbers drop, is we're looking for a consensus estimate of around 309,000. Even Troy Teslike, for those of you who follow him on Twitter, he dropped his estimates down to the same 309,000. So I'm leaving mine high. I'm optimistic, and to be honest with you, my predictions don't really mean anything. I'm a small YouTube guy, and I'm just having fun, and I'm hoping for the best. So we'll see if my 327,000 delivery number comes in close to numbers. And then we'll go from there. So again, I will share all of these numbers with you guys as soon as they come out. I am anticipating them tomorrow morning. So as soon as they're out, I will share them with you all. And so while we did get a nice bullish sign here at the end of the day as we went green into close, I don't want to get my hopes up. I'm not going to, be out here just spreading FUD, but I need to be realistic, and realistically, we are still in a situation where there's uncertainty and some situations going on in the macro environment that are going to cause some issues going forward. So while this is great, this is a great run that we are on, I think we might even see the run continue a little bit longer. Obviously with the signal we had today, we can anticipate potentially it running a little bit more next week. And then we have CPI data coming out on April 12th. When that comes out, we might see a little bit of uncertainty leading up to it, might see a little sell-off. And then otherwise, historically, April has been a good month. So we might actually see a decent green April. And then going into the May CPI, along with the Fed meeting and rates going up again in May, we might get the sell-off at that point. Again, this is all uncertain, we don't know, but just looking at how we've been trading, looking at the reality of the situation, that could potentially happen. So for me, the way I'm going to be doing this is I'm just working on saving up cash, and I'm going to mentally right now, I'm playing it similar to what the first quarter did. And the first quarter, the first 2 weeks of the quarter, we continued to run coming out of Q4, and then we had a sharp sell-off in mid-January, and then we sold off from there and had a very uneasy 2 months between mid-January and mid-March. Then obviously we know mid-March came around, we had the rates going up, and we took off from there. So I am playing it in a similar fashion this time around. Difference is we're only going to have about a month and a half before we get the rates that go up again. So we might not have as much of a sell-off going to that point, but I think we might see very similar pattern going in this quarter where we might get that sell-off coming the second week of April here, sell off into May, and then we are going to rally after May and mid-May. Now the reason I'm saying the timing of this is because looking at the split announcement news that we have gotten from several companies now, Amazon and Google are going to be splitting at the beginning of June and then the beginning of July. Tesla, we don't have information. We will get that at the beginning of May, anticipating that we will see the annual meeting in June, and then we will get a split probably in August, same time we did last time. And then GameStop, I don't know when they're splitting, but they should be having their meeting probably around the same time, judging by the fact that they dropped the news on this yesterday. So looking at the timing of all of this, I am guessing that this is what's going to play out, and we'll get a little bit of a sell-off come CPI data in April. We're going to then sell off from there through mid-May. When we get the rates going up in May, we will then see the market turn around as we did in March. And then we will rally through these splits because we're going to have a lot of great euphoric momentum going with all of these splits. And then into just summer euphoria itself, I think, is going to come out. And we're going to see a rally through the summer. And now, of course, a lot of this can change. We do have the Russia-Ukraine war still going on. It does seem to be cooling off a little bit, at least from the knowledge that we are getting. It's not, the initial FUD that we get for everything, everybody blows out of proportion the fear that's out there. And not to downplay it at all, it's war, it still stinks, it's still going on. But when it comes to the market and the market reacting to situations like this, like interest rates going up, like high inflation, there is always an overreaction. And we went through all of that. And so now we're here, and now we're reacting realistically versus overreacting. And so now we're playing that out. So unless something new pops up to cause the market to overreact, we will probably see good things going forward. We'll have the normal reactions for the CPI data, for inflation, for rates going up. If something else comes out, that could cause the overreaction. And if we don't get it, we might get an overreaction in the opposite direction. We might have all of these splits come out. We might have good things come out. We may have good earnings, and then an overreaction on the positive side. These are the times where I like to do any trading that I do. I do very little trading. I do mostly long-term investing. But if I'm looking for a point to get in or get out of a stock, usually it's going to be during those overreaction stages. If there's an overreaction of FUD, which we call fudge, that's when I buy. If there's an overreaction of enthusiasm and euphoria, that's when I would sell. Obviously, timing is nearly impossible in the market, but if I'm looking for indicators and trying to time anything, those are the two times I like to try and time the market. And seeing as my job has been getting extremely busy, I haven't had a lot of time to track the market and all the different stocks that I want to get into. But AMD is one that I do want to get back into. It got beat down a little bit. It's trading around 108 right now. This is what I'm going to pay attention to. I might start getting back into AMD. I'm going to pay attention to the market if we do get that secondary dip in mid-April, or if we get it kind of going between April and May. Next time we get that opportunity, if I see AMD pushing down to 100, that's going to be a strong buy point for me. $100 has been a very strong support. It was a very strong resistance for us in the past. So $100 is my buy-in level for AMD if we get to that point. Other stocks, let me know out there in the comments if there's any other stocks that you guys have been eyeballing and waiting for maybe an entry. Because again, I haven't been able to watch, so I'm going to look to you guys. Give me your suggestions. I'll take a look at them. I am on vacation next week, so I'll have some time to dive in. So let me know in the comments any stocks you guys are looking at or you would recommend to me. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all of the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. Thank you so much. Have a great one.